fellow listeners and viewers. In this video, I would like to share with you a few tips how you can become a better leader. That's right. We need lots of leaders, obviously, to do a lot of different things. But the problem is, there's always room for improvement, right? So if you would like to become a better leader, there are things that you will have to kind of be conscious of and start doing as of today. The very first thing is to make sure that you understand your leadership style. That's right. You have to be conscious, because sometimes a lot of people are being thrown in leadership position, and that can be challenging and that can be frightening too, depending how you look at it. Because if you've never been in a leadership position and you're managing a lot of different people and you have no clue what you're doing, it can be damaging not only for you, but it can be damaging for the team and people around you and so on. So first, you want to make sure that you are understanding your leadership style, because if you don't understand your leadership style, then you wouldn't know where to begin in terms of making improvements so you can be a better leader. So you want to do that as the first thing. And once you understand all of that, you want to start to also encourage creativity, right? So the people who are around you, the people who you are probably managing, whether that be a small group or large group, you have to make sure that you are encouraging creativity. So if people need to make a complaint or if people need to submit an idea and so on, you need to find creative ways for people to kind of bring forward those ideas, those thoughts, those complaints, all of these kinds of things. You just cannot have it in a structured way or the way you want them to do it. So you will have to start to be more creative, right? In a variety of different ways, not only, based on what I mentioned. Also, you want to make sure that you serve as a role model. That's right. So when you're doing things, you want to make sure that people are looking up to you, right? You want to make sure that you're making an impact, because if you're not serving as a role model, right, that's not a good thing, which means that you have an opportunity to start to do it. So that way you can become a better leader. You also want to be very passionate about what you do, right? Regardless of what you do, if you're managing something, if you are the leader, for something, you want to make sure that people see your passion in that thing, right? Because if people don't see that passion, right, people can tell the difference, right? And again, once you have the passion for that thing, people start to see it, and those are things, will allow you to become a better leader. You also want to make sure that you are taking the time to listen and communicate effectively. And keep in mind, as I mentioned before, when you're listening to somebody, it does not mean that you are agreeing with what they were saying, right? So listening does not mean agreeing, but you have to at least lend an ear, something to what people are saying, right? Let them say what they have to say, and then you'll take it from there. And you want to make sure that when you are communicating efficiently, right? These are all things you have to be conscious of, and there are always room for improvement, of course. You want to make sure that you also have a positive attitude when you're managing something. And if you're having a bad day, it is easy for us to kind of um, you know do things a little bit different and regret afterward. It's not uncommon, people have done it. But you want to make sure that you find a way to stay positive. For example, if your team is working on something, and let's say for some reason something went wrong, and everybody's worrying about finishing off that project or whatever the case may be on time and things of that kind, as a leader, you need to jump in and kind of keep that team calm and show some sort of positivity in there, right? Because it is easy for people to look at the glass to be half empty, but your job as a leader have to make sure that you're looking at the glass half full and you're sharing that with your team as well too. You also want to make sure that you are encouraging your people to make contributions, right? So whatever that may be, right? People may have lots of good things to offer, a lot of good things to say, but they probably wouldn't want to do it unless they are told to do so, or unless if they are encouraged by a leadership type of person. So you now want to make sure that you are encouraging people to make those kind of contribution, right? That shows a lot of teamwork as well too. So once you start to do all of this, it definitely, right, will allow you to be a better leader, no question about that. And last but not least, you want to make sure that you motivate your followers, the people who you have, whether that be a handful of people in your circle, whether that be people on social media. You want to make sure that you motivate those people, right? These are all things you can do starting from today so you can be a better leader. So I hope that you find this video fruitful. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. My name is Narayan Sukram, wishing you a great today and even better tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon.